The Earth is a rare and beautiful jewel that is more than 6 billion years old. It was not until 1968 that the humans finally got to see the Earth rise from the Apollo moon rocket on the way to the moon. For many decades, the human occupants of our planet assumed that because the Earth seemed so large that we could not possibly do anything to damage the planet. We thought human beings could not do anything that would negatively impact the world. We have finally begun to realize that just sinking the spilled oil that floats dangerously on the surface of our ocean won't make the problem go away. We have finally begun to realize that smoke from our coal-burning factories, the exhaust from the automobiles, and other fossil fuel burning equipment poisons the air we breathe. Our Earth has begun to warm itself at an accelerated rate, now known as global warming. Glaciers that have been around for thousands of years are now melting at an extraordinary pace, causing flooding in many places that did not usually flood. Although these problems are primarily caused by first world ingenuity, the third world bears some responsibilities because of its unintentional use of primitive techniques to cook and stay warm. In 2001, an Ethiopian American by the name of Gasha Abdullah Tahir went back to Ethiopia, the land of his birth. Gasha was stunned to discover that the once lush land near the source of the Nile River was now a barren, wasted land. In 2006, Gasha went back to Ethiopia with a plan to make his homeland green. His motto, making Africa green again, by planting 1 million trees with his own money. Mr. Tahir invested in indigenous seedlings and hired young people from Muslim and Christian communities. After the first year, he had hired well over 450 young people. To sustain life, wood is required for survival, for building homes to furnitures, to heating, cooking, and generating income. Transporting wood and water on the back of children and women was tiresome and very difficult. When a husband or a wife who was providing for a family is missing, be it from a natural cause or man-made illnesses, life is very hard and unbearable. The option is to move into the cities with children, causing migration and overcrowding, to be prostitute, or to stay in the local communities as poor and destitute. Since they have no one to borrow from, she was forced to beg. There, a good Samaritan informed her about the possibility of working with Greenland Development Foundation, whose primary goal is to empower destitute families through transformational education that is impacting the working force. Out of our authentic caring and sharing of life, she was able to choose powerfully to join and become part of the solution in her life and community. GDF's everyday commitment for the community is to plant fruit trees and grow produces like potatoes, beets, tomato, corn, berries, vegetables, and other well-studied food sources that would be harvested every 3 months by using irrigation system instead of waiting for the uncertain rain once a year. The new democracy in our global community is transformational, that produces results in such a short time that life itself is altered forever. For those who have shared our global communities as one, freedom from the constraints of the negative past, from religious intolerance to race, from gender to color, and even from disempowering conversation to government policies. The new opening calls for individual responsibility and growth. The expression of oneself or a country is evident in its ability to attract others and a positive action that is accountable and measurable with result. Greenland Development Foundation in Ethiopia has diverse religious groups working together hand in hand. We helping them and they helping us by being responsible for the quality of air we all breathe. GDF is cleaning up the waste that is produced by wildfire, our industries, our cars, our homes, as well as educating the uninformed, careless individual. GDF is also the solution of the cause of our global warming and cleaning up process with integrity. The personal effectiveness have produced a renewed sense of power that fuels creativity and the personal governing quality we all possess to a new level. The powerful people have always invested, owned, and managed renewable energies like wind, solar, biodiesel fuel, and more for what is possible in the face of all circumstances. Unknown to Gasha, his determination to reforestation and cooperative brotherhood was gaining the notice of other communities. He was recognized by the United Nations Environmental Program, the U.S. State Department of Government. Gasha is also nominated as a privately funded foundation that was committed in reforestation project in Ethiopia. He was recognized, honored by the President Girma Wildegorgis as a green hero for his accomplishment in 2009. Greenland Development Foundation is grateful to the Ethiopian government for the facilitation of the land and that made this project possible, and for the commitment of the future development activities.